Okay, so in these two videos, they were talking about speaking as well as writing. So in the very beginning of the first video about speaking, he was talking about how powerful the human voice is, which got me thinking, like, I do talk a lot. My words will become less sincere as I speak them. I know my boyfriend he's very, we're just very opposite. So I'm very, like, throw up all my feelings everywhere. I will tell you exactly how I feel, and he's a lot less like that. So he's not the kind of person to be like, I love you, 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 because he's like, if you just say it whenever, it doesn't mean as much. So this is kind of applicable to what he's saying at the beginning as well. So for the first chapter, obviously in the book, chapter 4 and chapter 5 on speaking and, of course, writing, it does a lot more focus on professionally, but of course there is some things that you can find in the book that go over it. So, like, know what makes people listen. That is a good thing to use personally and also professionally. So I know he was talking about, being authenticity was part of the acronym HAIL, to greet or acclaim enthusiastically. So honesty, authenticity, integrity, and love. And authentic and honesty were part of the positive speaking styles as part of the know what makes people listen. So it just says that people react positively to speaking styles that they regard as positive. So it just makes sense. Obviously, it's kind of like a dog. Sorry, this is a great example because I just see my dog here. If you can say anything to a dog and they don't know what you're saying, but they can tell how you're saying it. So if I'm like, oh my God, I love you so much, he's obviously going to be like, not amused or not happy because he thinks he's in trouble. Or if I'm like, you little dingleberry, he has no idea because I'm saying it happily. So that's just kind of an example on the positivity thing. Obviously, it's a little bit less like that with humans because we can obviously comprehend what people are saying. But they always say it's not what you say, it's how you say it. So you can almost say, let's say you can get away with a lot more if you are positive and if you kind of word them the right way as well. So the other thing that I thought kind of fit in on the chapter was the delivering your message. So as you speak, consider these ideas to keep your audience interested. He definitely used some of these as well. So to the writing, the last time I wrote a letter, I like to send cards around holidays to, like, my grandparents because I know they appreciate that, or like my aunts and uncles. So that's probably the last time it wasn't anything substantial. It was a card. I couldn't write that much, but I definitely think that writing is very impactful because when I was younger, I wasn't running around with a video camera to, like, video record what people said to me. So whenever, my parents, like, when I was at camp or my grandma would write me a letter, I loved it. It just made me feel so special. And my grandma recently passed away in January, and I wish I had some of those letters. The graduation thing is a good idea because I do still have a lot of that stuff. So I can always look back through that and see if I have any of those letters. But letters to me will be very close and personal because my grandma, and everyone has their favorite grandma, whether they want to admit that or not to themselves. So, yeah, I just wish I know how special letters can be and how great it can be to, like, look back, and it kind of captures the moment and you forget about it until you read it. Kind of like in the video, he said that he didn't even realize he had this, and if it weren't for his dad writing the letters, he wouldn't have even been looking for what he was looking for when he found that letter from his grandpa at his graduation. So obviously, again, with the writing, this was a lot more geared towards professional. So there's not as many, it was kind of harder. Like, it's not like everything just applied to this video. But writing good business letters, a lot of these have to do with just writing letters in general, like answer promptly, show that you're genuinely interested. Don't be too short. If it's bad news, say you are sorry. If it's good news, say you are glad. Never send off an angry letter. These are all kind of things to keep in mind for personal letter writing as well. A couple other things. So speak when you write. Write with personal pronouns. You use contractions occasionally. Reach out to your reader occasionally by asking questions. Prefer short spoken transitions over long bookish ones, etc. That also, of course, applies to personal letter writing as well. So this is how to encourage and develop good writers. Of course, this can be used as well and not just professionally. So I have all my little Post-it notes.